Alright. Hopefully the music in the background don't get this video hit. Look at that. Lots of little peppers. Look how small these are. These tiny cherry tomatoes are large. Let's walk over here. You see that out there? I can see it. It's a nice red cherry tomato. I might eat that today. Looked at the zucchinis last night. There's not a whole lot of new growth yet. A lot of flowers still. Looks like a jungle. Got one here growing. Some dead, dying leaves. No zucchinis though. Let's move. You see here I have taken up my celery. Yep, and the garlic, I think it's ready to harvest. The leaves are bending over. Starting to look like it, some of it. The clover though, I'm gonna have to go in there and weed that just to make sure. And look at that cabbage. That's actually pretty hard. I think that's ready. Might be eating cabbage tonight. Got one over here that's real close. They look pretty, don't they? Kind of like a big flower. Big green flower. I don't know if you can see the wasps flying around. I'm gonna give the cucumbers another day, I think, before I harvest. See here. Oh, I thought I got stung or something. We have a bunch of cucumbers, but I'm gonna give them another day. I think that'll be okay. Let's see, I got some here. Take a walk over here. The Japanese beetle, I should have waited and killed him. Brussels sprouts. Looking very good. I think I'm gonna cut these. I got a little advice yesterday. And I think I'll cut the tops. Maybe do a little pruning around it a little bit. This guy's got a yellow leaf. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it happens. You see, barely see the fairy's chill spot over here. I imagine they'd like it better. Just seen a black bee fly into that flower. So one thing I did learn, if you look here, you got the leaf growing. Okay, you got the leaf and the flower. That's where the pickle goes. Now this tendril, see how it reaches out there? It grabs a hold of stuff. From what I'm seeing, that tendril will probably turn into a vine. See if I can find evidence of that. We have a vine here. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm just brainstorming. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. Maybe this leaf will turn into one, but I see a lot of splitting around on these plants, and that's the best guess I got. Maybe I'm wrong. I did take some notes. I'm gonna go sit down and I'll read a little out of my notes. Alright. So I haven't proofread this, so it might sound totally lame. But if it does, I might not even share this video. So, people talk constitutional rights. I know today there was a story I heard about, and I'm not going to try to name a location or the store, but there was a woman, I guess she was majorly deaf, couldn't wear a mask for a health issue. The people were yelling at her, but she couldn't read their lips because of a mask. They called the police on her. Even though they let her go through the store, get all her items, when she went to pay, they wouldn't let her pay. And that's when the problem really started. Well, anyway, the police came, and were trying to apprehend the woman. Asked her about, she let them know about her health issue. They asked her what it was, and she told them they weren't allowed to ask because of HIPAA, and said that the store and the police force had already violated the ADA, and it was a $70,000 fine. She says, "I will sue you and the store. Please go ahead, take me downtown." And apparently she got an apology. She got released and let go. So, just saying, you guys could look into that if you like. But aside from the constitutional rights and stuff, I mean, personally, and this is kind of where my notes come in, is where forcing me to wear a mask on my face is frighteningly familiar to me forcing you to wear my fist on your face. I mean, I don't have to put my fist on your face hard. Maybe I just want to touch your face with my fist, ever so slightly. How would that make you feel if I impose my will upon you? And so I move on, that all men are created equal. It doesn't matter what the Declaration of Independence says. That is just being recognized in that document. It is a fact. All men are created equal in the sight of God. And I have no jurisdiction over another. And I do not consent to any man to take jurisdiction over me. I'm sovereign over my mind and my flesh. If wrath is one's desire, appointments are available. All right? Simple. That's my personal feeling. I've already stated I'm going to put the darn thing on my face, and I'm going to make it worth my while. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to be getting some things. So I have some more notes here. My recommendations, and this is what I wrote for today. Buy some food. Just like I said before, buy food that you eat, especially if you can store it. Okay? Store the food. Buy the food that you eat. Okay? I like beans. Beans are a great thing to buy. Flour, too. Grow some food. Even now, as August approaches, there are plants to be planted, and I'm going to be doing that myself. All right, you've seen the celery has been picked up. That may be mostly rabbit food, but it'll save me on the grain food that I have to feed him. Take care of your beasts. So I grew the thing with some seeds. I learned some lessons. It has its value, and whether I eat it or not, I have an animal that will eat it. It will not be wasted. Alright, so plant some food. Wherever you are, there is no excuse to not be planting something. Okay, if you plant nothing, then and you go hungry, I'm not going to feel bad for you. Well, I might, because I care. But anybody who hears this, I mean, you should be growing something. I don't care. Eat something you're going to eat, or something your animal can eat, or whatever. Use your brain. Make your own choice. Do some research. Get a water filter. That's a good recommendation. There's real good ones. The Berkefeld, or Big Berkey, Royal Berkey. It's a very good system. And the actual Berkey is much better in what it can do for you than the off-brands and the other types. Alright, so get some new tools. You know, what kind of tools do you think you will be using? Let's think in the next year. Think in 2 years, what kind of tools are you going to need to be replacing, or that you don't have you might need? Think about it. It's worth some time to think about. And here's a hard one. Get out of debt. And I know, practice what you preach. I got some debt too, and working on it. And take on no new debt. That's probably the easiest one. Alright, that's a problem we have as America in general. And learn some new things. Learn some practical things, but learn some fun things, but definitely some practical things. Like, can you start a fire? A lot of people never think about it. We use a piece of paper and a lighter, start a fire, or throw a little gas on it. Well, that brings you the question, what do you need to start a fire? How proficient are you at that? At just starting a fire? What if you don't have a lighter? Do you have other ways to do it? Have you ever tried it? What if all you have is a knife? What if you don't have a knife? Can you start a fire? Pretty good question. A lot of things affect the ability to start a fire, even with the best conditions of having a lighter, or even a torch, or gas. Wet wood doesn't like to burn too good. So, just some things to think about. And I myself have some stuff to do. I'm not going to be able to mess in the garden too much today. I gotta get my van fixed. Not too much to do on that, but I gotta go through it and make sure it's good to drive tomorrow. My car is currently out of commission. I could use it locally, I could use it for emergencies, or I could use it to just tear the fuck out of it, but not wanting to do that, really. So, alright, well, that's today's video. Just figured, I was listening to a video earlier, and I was kind of inspired to make a couple notes, things I wanted to say. So, whatever. Comment, like it, don't, whatever. I don't care. You're your own person. Go do some things. Bye-bye.